In 2026, more than 4 million drivers over the age of 70 will renew their licenses in California, and many of them may face new screening rules, surprise retests, or medical reviews they didn't see coming. Here's the question no one is asking loudly enough. Are you already flagged for review and you just don't know it yet? State data shows that drivers over 75 have a higher crash rate per mile driven, not because they drive recklessly, but because aging bodies and slower reaction times can change how we respond behind the wheel. And lawmakers are paying attention. For millions of seniors, driving isn't just transportation, it's freedom, independence, and dignity. Losing that license can mean losing grocery runs, doctor visits, even social life. So, when whispers of stricter renewals and mandatory evaluations start spreading, it hits hard. Today, we're breaking down what's really happening in 2026, the 10 reasons behind these changes, and most importantly, what you can do right now to stay protected. Number one, slower reaction times. Here's something that might surprise you. After the age of 70, the average reaction time can slow by as much as 20%. That doesn't mean someone suddenly becomes a bad driver. It simply means the brain takes a little longer to process what the eyes see. And on today's fast moving roads, even a split second matters. Imagine this you're approaching an intersection. The light turns yellow. A pedestrian steps off the curb. A car suddenly brakes in front of you. 10 years ago, your foot may have moved to the brake almost instantly. Today, that same decision might take just a fraction longer. But at 40 miles per hour, even one extra second means traveling nearly 60 additional feet. That distance can be the difference between a safe stop and a serious collision. Or researchers studying brain processing speed explain that aging affects how quickly signals travel between the eyes, brain, and muscles. It's a completely natural process, not a personal failure. But from a safety standpoint, California officials argue it increases overall risk, especially in heavy traffic or unpredictable situations. The good news? This isn't permanent decline. Studies show that regular driving practice, cognitive exercises, and even simple coordination drills can help maintain defensive driving skills. Taking a voluntary refresher course can also sharpen hazard awareness and improve confidence behind the wheel. The key question is this: when was the last time you actually tested your reaction speed? If this opened your eyes even a little, drop a comment below and tell us your honest thoughts. We read every single one. We put real research and real effort into every video. So if you value content like this, hit subscribe. It's just one click, but it helps us keep going. Number two, vision changes. Here's a fact most people don't realize. After age 60, the eyes need 3 times more light to see clearly at night than they did at age 20. That means what feels normal to you may already be affecting how safely you drive, especially after sunset. One of the biggest hidden changes is reduced peripheral vision. That's the ability to notice movement from the sides without turning your head. It's what helps you catch a cyclist approaching from the right or a car creeping into your blind spot. As we age, that side vision can slowly narrow, and many drivers don't notice until something almost happens. Then there's glare. Headlights today are brighter than ever. For aging eyes, bright LED lights can create halos, streaks, and momentary blindness. This condition, sometimes linked to contrast sensitivity loss, that makes it harder to distinguish objects against dark backgrounds. A pedestrian in dark clothing at dusk becomes much harder to see. And even if you wear glasses, conditions like early cataracts or mild night blindness can develop gradually. The tricky part? These changes often happen so slowly that your brain adapts, making you feel like everything is fine. California regulators are paying close attention to vision standards because clear sight is directly tied to road safety statistics. But here's the empowering part. Most vision-related risks can be managed. Annual eye exams, updated prescriptions, anti-glare coatings, and simply avoiding night driving when possible can dramatically reduce danger. Ask yourself this: when was your last comprehensive eye exam? Not just a quick prescription check, but a full driving focused vision test. Have you noticed glare getting worse at night? Tell us honestly in the comments. Your story might help someone else. And if you appreciate the research and effort behind these videos, tap subscribe. It's one simple click that truly supports this channel. Number 3, increased medication use. Here's something that rarely makes headlines. Nearly 80% of adults over 65 take at least one prescription medication daily, and many take multiple. The concern isn't the medication itself, it's the possible side effects that can quietly affect driving ability. Some common prescriptions for blood pressure, anxiety, sleep, or pain management can cause drowsiness, delayed reflexes, blurred vision, or even mild confusion. And when medications are combined, something called a medication interaction can amplify those effects, sometimes without obvious warning. Imagine this: you slept fine, you feel okay, and you get behind the wheel. But your new prescription slightly slows your alertness. A car suddenly changes lanes in front of you. You hesitate just half a second longer than usual. That tiny delay can make a real difference on busy highways. California officials and safety researchers are increasingly focused on this issue because medication-related impairment doesn't always look dramatic. It's subtle. It builds gradually. And many drivers genuinely don't realize their prescriptions could affect their driving performance. The good news? This is one of the most manageable risks on the list. A simple conversation with your doctor or pharmacist can make a huge difference. Ask directly, is this safe for driving? Request written information about possible driving-related warnings. If you're starting a new medication, avoid long or nighttime drives until you know how your body responds. Being proactive doesn't mean giving up your license. It means protecting it. Oh, when was the last time you reviewed your medications specifically with driving in mind? Have you ever felt slightly different behind the wheel after starting a new medication? Share your experience below. Your insight could help someone else. And if you value the deep research we put into every video, please hit subscribe. It's one click that keeps this channel moving forward. Number 4, higher fatality rates per mile. This next point is uncomfortable, but important. Studies show that drivers over 75 tend to have a higher fatal crash rate per mile driven compared to many other age groups. Now, before that sounds alarming, here's the part most headlines leave out. Seniors usually drive fewer total miles than younger drivers. The issue isn't reckless behavior, it's physical vulnerability. As we age, our bodies become more fragile. Bone density decreases. Recovery slows. Even a crash that a 40-year-old might walk away from can result in severe injury for someone in their late 70s or 80s. Researchers call this increased injury vulnerability. and it plays a major role in why fatality statistics appear higher. Imagine two drivers involved in identical low speed collisions. The younger driver sustains minor bruises. The older driver suffers broken ribs or complications that lead to hospitalization. Same crash, very different outcome. This is one reason policymakers focus heavily on senior driver safety, not necessarily because seniors cause more accidents overall, but because the consequences tend to be more serious. California officials argue that reducing risk even slightly in this age group could significantly lower statewide fatality numbers. From a public safety perspective, that matters. But here's the empowering truth: many of these risks can be reduced. Staying physically active improves strength and flexibility. Adjusting seat positioning and maintaining proper airbag distance can reduce injury severity. Choosing familiar routes and avoiding high-speed freeways when possible also lowers exposure to high-impact collisions. The key takeaway? It's not about age, it's about awareness and smart adjustments. Have you made changes to your driving habits in recent years without even realizing it? Do you think these statistics are fair or misunderstood? Share your honest opinion below. We truly read every comment. And if you appreciate the effort and research behind these videos, please tap subscribe. It's one simple click that helps us keep creating. Number 5. Cognitive decline screening. Here's a difficult truth: mild cognitive decline doesn't usually announce itself loudly. It doesn't start with dramatic confusion or getting completely lost. Instead, it can begin with subtle moments: missing a familiar turn, hesitating at a four-way stop, or briefly forgetting who has the right of way. And behind the wheel, even small lapses in judgment can carry serious consequences. Medical researchers have found that early changes in memory, attention span, and decision-making speed can affect driving long before a formal diagnosis of dementia is made. In fact, many drivers in the early stages of cognitive impairment still feel completely confident in their abilities. That's what makes this issue so sensitive, and why California regulators are paying closer attention to screening policies. But the state allows for license re-examination if concerns are raised by medical professionals or even family members. While this is designed to protect public safety, it can also create tension within families. No one wants to feel like their independence is being questioned. But here's the empowering part: early awareness gives you control. Regular medical checkups, simple memory screenings, and honest conversations with your doctor can help catch issues before they become dangerous. Brain health can also be supported through mental exercises, social interaction, physical activity, and quality sleep, all shown in studies to help maintain sharper thinking longer. The goal isn't fear, it's preparation. Ask yourself this: if someone close to you noticed a small driving mistake, would you want them to speak up or stay silent? Let's have an honest conversation. Would you want your family to tell you if they noticed changes in your driving? Share your thoughts below. And if you value the time and care we put into every video, please hit subscribe. It's one click that truly makes a difference. Number 6. More complex roads. Think back 30 or 40 years. Fewer lanes, simpler intersections, minimal distractions. Driving felt more predictable. Today, the road environment is completely different. And for many seniors, it's not about ability, it's about traffic complexity. Modern highways are wider and faster. Roundabouts are replacing traditional intersections. Digital road signs change messages in real time. Electric vehicles move almost silently through parking lots. Even dashboard technology has evolved, with touch screens and alerts competing for your attention. This constant stream of information can create something researchers call roadway overload. When the brain must process too many signals at once, it's not that older drivers can't adapt, but studies show that multitasking becomes more mentally demanding with age. Imagine approaching a busy intersection, pedestrians crossing, cyclists weaving through lanes, navigation directions speaking, and traffic lights switching. In that split second, your brain must filter what matters most. That filtering process can take slightly longer than it once did. California safety analysts argue that as infrastructure grows more complicated, certain age groups may need updated evaluations to ensure they're comfortable navigating these environments. It's less about age discrimination and more about adapting to modern driving conditions. The empowering solution: practice in low traffic hours, familiarize yourself with new roundabouts in quiet neighborhoods, adjust your vehicle's tech settings to reduce unnecessary alerts. Choose routes that minimize high speed merging if it makes you feel safer. The question is simple: do today's roads feel more stressful than they did a decade ago? Have you noticed modern roads feeling more overwhelming lately? Tell us your experience in the comments. Your voice matters here. And if you respect the research and effort behind this content, tap subscribe. It's just one click, but it keeps this channel alive. Number 7. Insurance industry pressure. Here's something most drivers don't realize. Insurance companies constantly analyze billions of miles of driving data to calculate risk profiles. Every claim, every accident, every injury feeds into massive statistical models. And when certain age groups show higher claim severity or medical payout costs, the industry responds quietly but powerfully. It's not personal, it's math. As drivers age, even minor collisions can result in higher medical expenses due to increased injury vulnerability. From an insurer's perspective, that raises overall costs. And when costs rise, companies adjust their insurance risk models. This can mean higher premiums, stricter underwriting policies, or lobbying efforts that support tighter license renewal standards. Some experts believe that behind the scenes pressure from the insurance sector plays a role in encouraging states like California to review policies for older drivers. After all, fewer high risk claims mean lower financial exposure. While this isn't about targeting seniors unfairly, it does create a system where age becomes a measurable variable in financial forecasting. Imagine receiving a premium increase notice without having caused an accident. It can feel frustrating, even unfair. But from the industry's viewpoint, they're calculating probabilities across millions of drivers, not individual driving records. The important thing to understand is this: maintaining a clean driving history, completing voluntary safety courses, and even installing telematics devices that track safe driving habits can sometimes help offset perceived risk. So here's the question: have you noticed your insurance premiums creeping up, even though your driving hasn't changed? Have your insurance rates increased in recent years? Share your story below. Others may be experiencing the same thing. And if you value the deep research we put into uncovering these insights, please hit subscribe. It's one simple click that truly supports this channel. Number 8. Public safety campaigns across California. There's a growing movement with one bold goal: zero traffic deaths. It sounds inspiring, and it is. Public safety campaigns built around the zero fatalities goal aim to reduce every preventable crash on the road. But here's the part many people don't connect. When policymakers chase zero, they examine every statistical risk group, including senior drivers. Programs focused on reducing statewide accidents analyze patterns closely. Which age groups are most vulnerable? Which types of crashes cause the most serious injuries? Where can small policy changes produce measurable results? When data shows that older drivers face higher injury rates or reaction delays, officials see an opportunity to intervene early. This doesn't automatically mean seniors are unsafe drivers. In fact, many older adults have decades of safe driving experience. But under aggressive safety mandates, regulators are pressured to tighten renewal procedures, introduce vision checks, or require more frequent testing for certain age brackets. Imagine being part of a large safety equation, not because you've done something wrong, but because statistics suggest preventive steps could reduce overall fatalities. That's how public safety campaigns often operate. They don't focus on individuals, they focus on trends. The positive side? These initiatives also fund educational programs, road improvements, and awareness campaigns that benefit everyone. Safer intersections, clearer signage, and better lighting help drivers of all ages. Still, the big question remains, should safety policies treat all age groups equally or adjust based on statistical risk? Do you believe zero fatalities justifies stricter rules for certain age groups? Drop your honest opinion in the comments. We truly want to hear it. And if you appreciate the effort and research behind every video, please tap subscribe. It's one click that helps us keep creating content like this. Number 9. Medical and family reporting. This next reason is one of the most emotional and often the most surprising. In California, doctors and certain medical professionals can report a patient to the DMV if they believe a medical condition may affect safe driving. In some cases, even family members can raise concerns that trigger a license re examination. And once that process starts, it can feel overwhelming. Now, the system was created with safety in mind. Conditions like seizures, severe vision loss, or advanced cognitive decline can create real danger on the road. The goal is prevention, not punishment. But from the driver's perspective, receiving a notice for review can feel like an accusation. Imagine opening your mailbox and finding a letter requesting medical documentation or a driving test you didn't expect. This you may feel confused, frustrated, even betrayed, especially if the report came from someone close to you. Families often struggle with this decision. They don't want to take away independence, but they also don't want to ignore warning signs. The truth is, many of these reports come from genuine concern after small incidents. A missed stop sign, getting lost on a familiar route, or confusion at an intersection. These moments don't automatically mean someone should stop driving, but they do raise questions that regulators are obligated to investigate. The empowering takeaway? Have open conversations early. If health conditions change, speak with your doctor about driving safety before anyone else has to step in. Being proactive can prevent surprises. So here's the hard question. If someone loved you enough to worry about your driving, would you see it as protection or interference? Would you want a family member to step in if they were truly concerned? Share your honest thoughts below. Your voice matters here. And if you value the time and research behind these videos, please hit subscribe. It's one click that genuinely helps this channel grow. Number 10. Demographic shifts. Here's a powerful reality that rarely gets discussed. America is aging faster than ever before. Every single day, thousands of people turn 65. In California alone, the number of drivers over 75 has grown dramatically in the past decade, and it's expected to keep rising. This isn't a small group anymore. It's a major portion of the driving population. From a policy perspective, that changes everything. When a state sees a rapid increase in older drivers, it has to evaluate long term road safety trends. Even if most senior drivers are responsible and experienced, a larger aging population naturally means a larger share of age related risk factors in overall crash data. Lawmakers respond not just to current numbers, but to projected growth. Think of it this way: if one segment of drivers is expanding quickly, the regulators adjust policies to prepare for what the roads will look like 5 or 10 years from now. That's where terms like policy reform and updated renewal requirements enter the conversation. It's not necessarily about targeting individuals, it's about adapting systems to demographic reality. At the same time, seniors today are healthier and more active than previous generations. Many 75-year-olds today have the lifestyle and mobility of someone much younger, decades ago. That creates tension between statistics and lived experience. So the real question becomes, should policy be based strictly on age brackets or on individual ability? As California moves toward 2026, this demographic shift may be the biggest driving force behind all the other changes we've discussed. Do you think age alone should determine stricter rules? Or should it be based purely on ability? Drop your perspective in the comments. We truly read them all. And if you appreciate the research and dedication behind this content, please hit subscribe. It's just one click, but it makes a real difference for this channel. So here's what this really comes down to. The changes coming in 2026 aren't random and they're not necessarily personal. They're driven by data, demographics, public safety campaigns, insurance risk models, and the simple fact that California's roads are becoming more complex every year. But understanding the 10 reasons behind these discussions gives you something powerful: control. Because this isn't just about age, it's about awareness, slower reaction time, subtle vision changes, medication side effects, evolving road systems, and even family concerns. None of these automatically mean someone should stop driving. They mean it's time to be proactive instead of reactive. The drivers who stay informed, who get regular checkups, who sharpen their defensive driving skills, and who adjust intelligently to changes are the ones who protect their independence the longest. And here's the part many people miss: being proactive doesn't make you weak, it makes you smart. It shows confidence, not decline. The real risk isn't getting older. The real risk is ignoring small changes until they become big problems. So instead of asking, are they targeting seniors? Maybe the better question is, am I doing everything I can to stay sharp, safe, and in control? Because at the end of the day, your license represents more than permission to drive. It represents freedom, mobility, and independence. The good news: most of the factors we discussed today are manageable. And the more informed you are, the better prepared you'll be, no matter what 2026 brings.